Imagine this. I am deep in the Amazon rainforest in Acre, Brazil, on a road cutting through indigenous lands. The air is thick, alive, and suddenly my vulva starts to pulse, opening and closing, and sometime later, I have an orgasm, a full-blown orgasm. No touch, no people around me, just walking. How did I, Paula Aparecida, could do that? Yeah, I was the person who believed that sex wasn't for me, that orgasm was a thing for special and chosen people. How could I transform my own body into the greatest source of pleasure I ever known? That's the wild story I'm sharing with you today on Brazilian Pleasure Diaries. Welcome, meu amor, my dear pleasure seeker. This is Brazilian Pleasure Diaries, and I am Paula Aparecida, your somatic sex therapist, to guide you in bringing back orgasm, vitality, and the raw, pulsating rhythm of life inside of you with a true Brazilian swag. My mission to help you to cut through the noise, reconnect with your own body's ancient wisdom, and reclaim your pleasure as a radical act of self-empowerment. Believe me, if I can do it, you can do it too. If this topic is already making your heart beat a little bit faster, please hit the subscribe button. Share this episode with everyone you know. I know that sex and orgasms is kind of a taboo, but you and me, we're here for this, to overcome this, oh my God, stupid idea that sex is wrong, that orgasm is wrong. So help me share this episode, especially with someone who needs a little bit more pleasure in their life. And leave a comment below. Your engagement is really important. It helps the revolution of pleasure reach every corner. For a long time, I was one of those people, the person who says, orgasm is not for me. Why do people care that much about sex? I don't know. It's kind of stupid. We have so many things to think about in life. I genuinely believe that I didn't know what an orgasm was or how to have one. Even when I first got one, I thought it was good, but also I felt there was something missing. I was almost 30 years old when I began building my sexual persona and truly discovered that my body was capable of having a huge, enormous orgasm. So when I tell you I have orgasms with any physical stimulation, actually without any, even, I don't know, mental stimulation, any stories, any fantasies. It's not some magic trick or a hack. It's a result of a challenging, but ultimately liberating journey back to my own body. Let me take you back to July 2016. I had been doing some Neo Tantra massage courses and also active meditation in order to unblock my chakras for about 6 months. I was in Acre, deep in the Amazon. And this is not a fairy tale. I am from Brazil, but I don't live in the Amazon. I live in the southeast, São Paulo. But I was there to get an immersion with an indigenous Brazilian people. And I was walking on the road the government built through that indigenous land. And it was a really special place. I could feel the earth vibrates. I have a lot of magical stories about experiences I had there. I could feel the ancient energy. And then I started feeling this intense heat in my groin, my genitals buzzing with arousal. And I think because of that, one day walking along that road, I decided to indulge myself with a fantasy with a man I had a crush on. And then, poof, I started having muscle spasms. My vulva began moving, opening and closing, contracting. And I had an orgasm right there walking. It was a revelation, uma delícia, an awakening that shattered everything that I thought I knew about sex and pleasure. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of this mystery. You discover that's absolutely possible to have orgasms without any touch, without any fantasies, without anyone and any external stimulation. We explore the science, the politics, and the sheer untamed joy of transforming your body into a wellspring. Get ready to understand how you can feel your vital energy, your ashe, your flow of life like never before. Let's start from the beginning. I love to say that. Vamos começar do começo. Let's talk about William Reich. Have you heard about him? A German psychoanalyst who was living in Germany during the Nazism, who fought against it, and who also create a whole politics about sex, especially educating teenagers and young people about having pleasure and also demanding rights to have special places for the youth to have sex. A revolutionary man. He was the first person in the West to really dig into sexual energy. He wrote a book called The Function of Orgasm, and in this book, he created the classic formula of orgasm: mechanical tension, bioelectric charge, bioelectric discharge, and mechanical relaxation. Think of it like building up a storm inside of you. You bring tension to your body, maybe by gently moving your pelvic floor muscles. I'm doing this right now. Like a pumperism, you know? So you can move your pelvic muscles or use breath work like the ancient Indians pranayamas. There's one really good, Bastrika pranayama. This one is all about generating heat inside of you. In Brazil, we say fogo no rabo, like fire in the ass. Have you ever heard of it? Let's go back. Let's go back. And you can even combine this pelvic movements with this breath work. Woo, 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 woo. And then you create an even bigger tension, this delicious build up. I remember trying these techniques, not just in the Amazon, but actually in the concrete jungle of São Paulo. Yeah, I have a lot of buildings here. At first, I felt strange, as if I was forcing something. But then I started to feel the energy building, this vibrant life force, the libido spreading through my whole body, not just my genitals. It was like a slow burning dance, building rhythm and heat. Ay, ay, ay. And then when that charge hits its peak, a point where my body couldn't hold that energy any longer, discharge. Involuntary contractions, strange sounds, pure explosive release. And finally, que gostoso. The sweet relaxation, the sweet surrender, lightness, joy, and peace that follows. It's like a calm after a tropical storm, leaving everything fresh and renewed. We Brazilians, in comparison to people from USA or from Europe, we know much more about rhythm, about movement. We have our ginga. Have you heard about it? It's like the way you move your body, the way you move through life, about letting the body move and express itself. And everything I'm telling you about pleasure today in real life, it's just taking that ginga inward, finding your internal harmony, like a music genre. So what's your samba? What's your forró? Maybe what is your rock and roll? I don't know, your rap. You choose it. You find it out. But there is a kicker. A true full orgasm can only happen if your body finds balance within your autonomic nervous system, between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. Think of the sympathetic as an accelerator, the go pedal, preparing your body for action, for presence, for attention. Let's go, baby. Ah. And the parasympathetic, that's the brake, the slow down, the relaxed pedal. So the strongest orgasm can only happen when you're fully present, totally attentive to your body sensations, no mind wandering, no replaying old arguments, no monkey talking inside of your head, no planning tomorrow's dinner, and at the same time, you're completely relaxed. Surrender to the moment. It's like you were fully awake and dreaming at the same time. You are really focused onto your sensations and you are very relaxed, just going through it. What a crazy thing, isn't it? Que loucura. Coisa doida. Que loucura. It's like you awake and sleeping at the same time. You pay attention and you're relaxed. But we live in a world that trains us to compete, to fight, to be machines of thought and work all the time, instead of animals of feeling. Yeah, we are animals, and our main mission, ability in this planet is feeling. And then thinking. Got it? And I need to tell you something. Patriarchy isn't just men dominating women. Okay, she's going to talk about patriarchy. Ooh, hold on. Wait a second. I'll explain you something very important. Patriarchy isn't just men dominating women. That's one layer, a very small one, actually. Patriarchy is the system that dominates nature, trees, mountains, rivers, cows, birds, human beings, male or female. This system survives dominating our own wild natural bodies. Yeah, that's the reason why, actually, paying attention to your body instead of living inside your head, thinking without stopping, ruminating on the past and fretting about the future is a very hard task. And this system is also the reason why to relax, to surrender, to trust the life force in your body instead of fighting it, trying to change it, or numbing it out. That's the reason why it's another very hard task. But hey, that's why I'm a therapist. That's what I do. I'm here to help people. My job is to help you create that safe, sacred space within yourself for this kind of orgasm, for this kind of liberation. For a long time, I could feel the orgasm building inside of me, and I'd let it come. But then I realized that, come on, there's more here. What is happening in my body? And then suddenly I freezed. I felt like I was boycotting my own pleasure. It was like I couldn't handle all that energy inside of me. And actually, I was afraid of that immense power, my power, afraid of this wild animal, this animal selvagem inside of me. And I felt there was like a wall defending me of feeling more of my own energy. It was really strange. With the scientific development of body therapy today, we understand that this armor is not muscular, but rather related to fascia. Okay, and what is this armor? It's the chronic tension we hold in our bodies to suppress emotions, especially pleasure and rage. And this happened probably because of a trauma in our childhood. It was a way our body chose to protect ourselves, to protect our emotions. I was armored unconsciously, as we all are, against my own full power. And what is the trick here? If you protect yourself to feel pain, to feel any kind of bad emotion, and you build that armor inside of you, how can you feel pleasure if it's the same path? Your body cannot feel good or bad things. That's tricky, isn't it? But we can learn how to feel good and bad things. And don't be like overwhelmed with these bad feelings. Just integrate them, accept them, and okay, I understand what happened. I'm human. I have this bad feeling now I had when I was a child. Let's go. Let's live life. This is possible. And also, again, that's why I'm a therapist, because I like helping people to do it. And it's very important to understand that this fear, this armor, is a product of the same system that tells us that pleasure is dangerous, that women's power needs to be contained, that our bodies are not to be trusted, that we are committing a sin, that we are going to hell, that we only can connect with this kind of energy if we are feeling shame or guilty. And they say this is God. Poor God. God is pleasure. God is love. And when I understood this idea, I started to consciously lean into more, to breathe through the discomfort, to allow the full wave of energy move through me. It was like learning to ride myself as a wild horse. Actually, learning to be that wild horse, getting rid of any harness. This wasn't just about sexual pleasure. It was about reclaiming my agency, my ability to act and choose for myself in every area of my life. This is where the personal, the individual experience becomes very political, meu amor. When we reclaim our pleasure, when we allow our body to fulfill and express, we are challenging the very foundations of a system that thrives on our disconnection, anxiety, and dissociation. We're saying no to the patriarcado capitalista, to the capitalist patriarchy, a system that wants us to be productive, not pleasurable. It's an act of defiance, a radical affirmation of the life force against the forces of oppression. As the brilliant Audre Lorde once said, the erotic is a resource within each of us that lies in a deeply female and spiritual plane, firmly rooted in the power of our unexpressed and unrecognized feelings. This isn't just about feeling good, it's about feeling powerful. It's about remembering that our bodies are not just vessels for labor or reproduction, but sources of immense revolutionary energy. This is our pleasure revolution, a revolução do prazer. I know that you might not be Brazilian, but if you think about the story of Brazil, this also helps you to understand what is happening. The way our bodies, especially indigenous and Black people, have been commodified, controlled, and exploited. The way our sensuality is often exoticized, but rarely truly respected or understood as a source of power. We need to reclaim our pleasure, to understand our bodies as sites of resistance and joy. This is to rewrite centuries of colonial and patriarchal dominance. It's to say, my body, my pleasure, my power. They are mine. They are sacred. It's a deep ancestral healing. É uma cura ancestral, de verdade. And you, are you feeling this energy? This call to reclaim your power? If this conversation is sparkling something within you, don't keep to yourself. Hit that like button, share this episode, and tell me in the comments, what does pleasure as a revolution mean to you in your own life? I'll answer. I read and answer. So we've been through that unexpected revelation in the Amazon, talked about the challenging but liberating process of surrendering to your body's power, and also to understanding how our orgasmic energy is a potent force of individual and collective revolution. This isn't just a theory, it's a lived experience, a path to profound transformation. It's about remembering that your body holds that ancient wisdom, uma sede de sabedoria ancestral, waiting to be reawakened. There is a rule in this podcast. Every episode, we give you a home pleasure instead of homework pleasure. You got it. Here is your concrete action for the next 1 to 7 days. A simple practice to start your own revolution. Find a quiet moment. Take a deep breath. Gently hold your genital area. Just put your hands on it. As you inhale for 4 seconds, feel the energy. As you exhale slowly for 8 seconds, release your grip. Do this for just 2 minutes. Pay attention to what you feel. Is there discomfort? Do you like it? Does any memory come to your mind? Just observe without any judgment. The simple act of presence is a very nice step towards reclaiming your pleasure. I love this word, pleasure, 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 pleasure. If this exercise sparks your curiosity, if you're ready to expand your orgasmic capacity, to experience deeper and more profound pleasure, and truly activate your inner power, connect with me on Instagram, Brazilian Pleasure Diaries, and fill out the form for a discovery session. Let's explore together how to ignite your unique pleasure journey. And finally, if this episode moved you somehow, please rate, review, and share this episode with people you know. Your support helps spread this message of liberation and pleasure. I read and respond to every single comment. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I'm Paula Aparecida, your somatic sex therapy. Until next episode. And we're going to talk about neo-tantric massages. 3 things that are really good about it. Until next time, keep pulsing, keep living, keep revolutionizing. Direto do Brasil, beijo, até a próxima.